Hello everyone, this is Cookies. I've got turn 26 of game 9, and we have a few more messages, so I'll go ahead and dive into those. Well, a kind of worst case scenario. I'm not super shocked. The amount of Sacred's mages and the strength of Pyrene's Bless was pretty overwhelming. I probably needed a better plan in testing, but didn't put in the time. I telegraphed my moves as well, which is never good, but I hoped by rushing the cap, it wouldn't give them an opportunity to prepare. My best advantage is that Pyrene has very few provinces and I have decent infrastructure. I mean, it's a 2v1. That's your best advantage. So he's not going to be able to do like a true counterattack. Unfortunately, Shinyu decided it wasn't profitable for them and ended nap with me. Presumably nap with Pyrene. Oh, okay. That definitely changes things. Okay. So flipping the 2v1 into on its head, especially after losing an army, definitely is not good. I can't get out of war with Pyrene, so I don't love my odds. If I had time, I imagine something like 400 troops and 30 mages could stand a chance versus the Mouflons and Thunderstrike. But with Shinyu preparing, not sure I'll get the chance. Maybe Agartha will come to my rescue after they've squeezed what they can from Yis, but so far no response. Alright. Let's see. I await with bated breath the results of the Yes and Oceania fight this turn. Wish Agartha had any amphibious scouts. Otherwise, I should have 2 thrones at the end of this turn if things don't go disastrously in this turn's battle. Okay. The last battle drove home that I badly needed a better front line that my troops can provide. So it's back to the statue factory for my crafters. I can pump out 9 a turn right now, and we'll continue to slowly ramp that up. Whatever the situation looks like in 2 turns, I'm going to need those troops to take advantage of it. Magma Children are nice and killy, but don't stick around. Yeah, I can agree with that. Big fight last turn, and maybe the turning point I needed. I overspent on the fight to achieve the flashiest result possible, which may or may not have ended up mattering, but achieved the desired result as I was able to piece out Shinyu and convince them to fight Pythium at our original borders. Getting original borders is crazy to me. I think Shinyu probably could have negotiated for a province or 2, maybe. While our original borders are terrible, it's still better to deal with my neighbors one at a time. Shortly after coming to terms with Shinyu, Pythium also reached out about peace, but I have to fight someone to gain land, and don't want to be that person that betrays my word immediately and has to sign a nap with the intention of ending it just a few turns later. So in short, I'm still very far behind in this game, but I think my position has improved considerably this turn. Yeah, winning battles does that. Alright. And then from Jotunheim, it's storming time. Please no bad at RNG. Alright, let's see how it goes. I kind of want to go straight to that, because that might be our biggest fight this turn. Unless we get something out of Yes and Oceania. Do we have something on Naba? No? Did he not? Did he wuss out? Ah! Oh well. Alright, let's just go through the fights then. Disappointment. Alright. We got some Triton troopers. Oh, let's get the colored squares and round number. Frozen Heart is so good. If that's what he was teching for, that could definitely do some work. Although Water Strike is also just really good underwater. Alright, they pick out the mage, or one of the mages. There's one more. That one flees. They're really struggling to kill these cataphracts. 22 protection. How much? Oh, they've only got a spear. Yeah, you really need... Tridents really do seem to be, in my opinion, the better weapon underwater, because they do enough damage. Alright. So 11 Triton troopers go down. I wonder if this is the Merc commander. Alright, Ocenrad. Got a ping. You guys seen what's here? And there is a Morgan champion in Lightport. And a double line of Sacred Spiders followed by a block of Hunter Spiders. They're going to roll over these barbs. I don't think I care to watch that. Pyrene attacks in Copper Woods. Yeah, so he's keeping the mages home. The mages with the Blood Slaves, because Sorgina fly, the way he likes to... The way False God likes to roll it is having the mages fly in last second to provide the mage support, but generally speaking, otherwise spend their time researching, blood hunting, whatever scaling stuff you want to do. Also prevents you getting gym baited a little bit, potentially. But yeah, we don't really need to see that either. Alright, good water. What are these? Mermen? Mermen are really bad. But so are Atlantean Militia, so we'll see who wins this. Alright, the Mermen win this one. So that's here in listless lands. Small pack of two little packs of spiders. The main thing is this one with a GSS. This looks... Is this a fair amount of Fort PD? Because we got these Kernel Noble Warriors here. Oh. And we've got two GSS thugs from the Morgan Champions, and they've both got... Oh, you've got Earth Gems for some reason, but they've both got a couple of Glamour Gems. So this could be... I think this could be really tough for the spiders. And they take about 5 business days to get into combat, though. Looks like they got a couple of the retreaters. Alright. Menchaca gets more of the spiders out of there than I might have thought. So 3 of the Black Hunters get out, but does lose the voice. So potentially these druids picked up the GSS. Alright. Then in Inuptia, just a little Wolf Rider raid. In Banded Hills. Alright, going after the other throne. So a larger contingent of Magma Kids here. 2 Adepts. Only one of them is Fire 3 for Fire Res. The other one does not have Fire Res. Might actually die to the Magma Kids he's trying to buff with Body Ethereal here. What's cool about them is this AP AoE 1 attack that they've got. But otherwise they're pretty squishy. Low protection. And even a few extra hit points isn't really going to comp for that. We got Defenders of the Halls, though. We got Shard Guard. So Sentinels, more Shard Guard, and more Garthan Heavy Infantry, along with a group of Olms, or Great Olms. On the opposing side, it's a lot of Bone Tribe. Bone Tribe being particularly killy with their Speedum. And then a whole bunch of these Yamabushi with their katanas. Now, these guys only have 10 morale. It can be fairly easy to break the Yamabushi. And that might chain route some of the other stuff, but this is a lot of Bone Tribe. Does he have the chance for any loot? Oh, I guess we've got an Oracle here too with the GSS. Also diseased. Alright, but yeah, let's go ahead and play it. Getting body ethereal in these magma kits is going to be really nice. Or at least most of them. Did he burn out at all? Looks like he... no, got pretty lucky. Oh no, they both did Phoenix Power, so they got their 5. This one's up to 15 now. This one's at 10. Alright, that works. Yeah, you can see how the ones without body ethereal go down even faster. Might have been good to have these guys come in on a flank rather than absorb the main javelin swarm. Like, these guys might have been good to have up front to absorb that. Big earth melds, bringing their defense down to 2. So yeah, they're doing a lot better when they're not completely just getting hundreds of javelins thrown at them. Nice fire blast. Alright, the defenders are leaving, but generally speaking, it looks like he's got this one. Yeah, the Indies break. So that'll be a second throne for Agartha. That's a pretty big deal. The casualties here looked... I guess the casualties were very concentrated. So it was mostly Magma Kids, mostly the defenders. Kills 123 Bone Tribe. 60 of the Yamabushis before they fled. Alright, in Umbra... Say we got this Morgan Champion, just raiding some PD. In Typhian Sea, this might be a big fight. Okay. So we've got a bunch of Ephroy, a whole bunch of Sirens. Now, water elementals tend to be the kings of underwater combat. All these Sirens are not going to be spamming that, though. I have a suspicion that it's just going to be a lot of illusion spam. I do wonder... This much water... Was he supposed to, like, spread all these water gems out to the Sirens? Or is he doing a big spell like Shark Attack? And maybe Swarm or Creeping Doom? I don't know. Let's see. I don't think Yis's script is going to be that crazy. I think it's just going to be, yeah, a bunch of GSS thugs with their glamour gems. Wooden Warriors. Now that does not cost gems. I don't think so, unless it's the AoE 21. Yeah, Swarm. Oh, Frozen Heart Spam. Okay. I guess whatever they decide to cast, but it's going to start out with Frozen Heart Spam. Now, importantly, do these guys have cold res? Oh, they don't. These Sirens are probably going to kill all these Morvarks, is my guess. As long as they get up to the combat fast enough, they need to be on advance and cast. They're not on advance and cast. Oh, maybe. I see one of them moving up. They might be. Because they need to Frozen Heart all this stuff before their Sacreds get killed. These guys also have 5 PR. Oh yeah, the Sirens are moving up. At least most of them. Yeah, these frozen hearts are going to be huge. Web is less useful. There we go. Here comes the artillery. Unfortunately, a lot of their fray are already dead. So maybe they were on like something like 3 or 4, or no. Maybe they were on like 4 or 5 casts of something before the advancing casts. And maybe it would have been good if they were just on 1 or 2. So yes, with the big back deployment, the Oceania front line does not hold up. So kills 11 Sirens, 2 of the Hierophants, only kills 1 Morgan champion, and I'll call it 7 Morvarks. This is bad for Oceania. Alright, the other thing I'm curious, are they spending 5 rounds back here casting? Because they need to start doing their advancing cast a lot sooner. Yeah, this one doesn't start moving forward until round 5. Round 6, yeah, so maybe some sort of like full script thing. And an earlier advancing cast might have been good. Alright. So this is a big win for Yes, obviously. Let's go ahead and see how the rest of the rating game goes. In Ivermark, got a small Oceania raid that should be successful. In Tyranea, we got Pythium attacking Pyrene. Okay. And yeah, and this can be the price when you take a long time to join a coalition, is the people who initiate and do a lot of the early fighting, they feel like you're freeloading off the coalition, so they back out of the coalition, and then you end up you end up in a situation where it often gets flipped on you. So not a great situation for Oceania. Let's see, so that was here in Austrias. Yeah, this should win. These swordsmen or men-at-arms are actually pretty decent. Alright. Then in shoulder, so we got a GSS thug. This one's got heroic quickness. Ooh, going after the lizards. This could be a really nice get if he's able to kill a lot of these mages. But it does have to get through lizards. Lizards are very killy with their double attacks. An attack rear around the lizards be pretty good, but they don't make it. Let's see. Only 10 encumbrance there, or sorry, 27 fatigue there. 104 fatigue here, though. Yeah, they really just need a lot more reinvigoration. Yeah, and they even took some on the bless, too, to try and keep them awake longer. Oh, breaks through to the mages. That was Also pretty bad for Oceania. Another 4 mages go down, including a lore master. Yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that Oceania had so many forts for Yis to try and siege down, I'd say they were dead. Kind of depends on if Yis can just lock down all their forts and take their land, and then they can slowly work on the siege. Maybe a siege wouldn't take quite so long, because cavalry normally have around 4 siege strength. So if there's maybe how many more Varks were there? 30? So it's like 120 siege. Maybe, yeah, maybe not. That could siege something down. We'll have to take a look. All right, then Oceania attacking Yis itself, or pinging it. That was optimistic in retrospect. All right, we got some Emerald Guard here. Should be able to clear out this PD, especially with some cavemen helping out. All right. And Jotunheim gets attacked again by 60 bandits. All right. I am a little curious. We'll have to check his PD levels. Maybe he's not putting enough PD. All right. Take a look at some of the sites down here. Gold mine. Tripping stones. All right. So yeah, not a whole lot of combat down here. Moving to the surface. All right. So Pyrene on the attack. There is a raid in the back lines. But we'll see how this goes. There's a lot of Pythium stuff on the way here. So potentially he can fight a battle in Zoglia, or he could give that up and try and fight a big defense in Mapeto Cliffs, knowing that these trolls are kind of guarding one of the flanks. He's got some garrison in Sinextro, so this would be the front line then, or he can defend Zoglia as a front line. So definitely an area with a lot of potential predictable moves. Indy's really going ham out here. 2, 4, 5 gems. Got a fort under siege by Trogs. All right. We see Shenu shifting north. Oh, this one's pretty nice too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Moving over to Jotunheim. He in fact did not go to put the... Oh gosh. Patrol out two groups of villains. That's ridiculous. And this gets raided by bandits. But yeah, he in fact did not move to attack Nabaa. He does have another group of reinforcements on the way though. So maybe he'll feel confident with all 3 groups. The fort finally does go up on the Iron Throne. It has not been claimed. And what is that? A plague water stream? 2, 4. I mean, 9 gems, including like 6 death income. I know he probably doesn't want to claim it, but I would claim this. This is so many death gems. All right. Yeah. Let's see. All right. And then the big defense on Typhian Sea. Defense here that was in fact by mercs. So I can see this moving up. I can see the main army moving on to Sea of Plenty. It's only got 300 wall integrity. So this is something Yis can siege down with his main stack if he wants. Alternatively, he could try to piece out Oceania. maybe get original borders. I bet he could get that, and then he could swing over and try to finish his war with Machaka. Now that he's also giving up Loreborough, although it's kind of nice for him that this isn't cracked yet. He gets one more turn, I think, with some income. All right, and then this is the Throne of Air. I bet Agartha is going to be happy about that. A lot of potential magic diversity. Sages, Golden Order Adepts, Windmasters. I think, was there something down here? I think it was maybe Zots or something like that. So Agartha in very good spot. Wonder when these Throne of Gaia events will start. Yeah, maybe next turn. All right, and I think that's it for the most part for this turn. I'll go ahead and go through the graphs. Let's see, it's up here. So Pythium's in first on land. Shenu is still second. Agartha's getting closer to trying to pass him up, though. But our main four now are Pythium, Shenu, Agartha, and Jotunheim. Then we've got four kind of in the lower pack, which is Yes, Oceania, Machaka, and Pyrene. And then we've got Nabaa way down here with just their one province. For forts, Shenu by far with the most. So he'll be able to rebuild armies pretty quickly, assuming he's got decent income, which he does, and as he's second in income. Pythium's also got really good income. Then Jotunheim and Agartha are a little bit in the middle of the pack. And then we've got a whole bunch of players near the bottom. For gem income, we've got Oceania shooting up this turn. Maybe I should take a look at that. See if they found some sites. Research, it's Oceania in first. Dominion, it's Pythium. Army size, Shenu passes Pythium this turn. So as a result of Pythium's defeat, although they both suffered defeats from Pyrene, but Pyrene's also lost a lot in this war. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and see if Oceania found some stuff. Got 2, 3, 3, that's 4. Yeah, that's 3 with the illusionist. Another one, another one. 3, 4, 5. Taking these 5 from Yes, I think is a lot of that jump in the gem income graph. Although Yes took 4 off of Oceania. I don't know. If I'm Yes, I think it's worth it potentially losing even Cliff Coast here and just trying to kill Oceania. Because once Oceania is dead, then you can really go back on land with a vengeance, and it's just going to be a lot of coastal forts that should be really easy to harass. There's like these Oceania forts. There's this one from Agartha. So there's a lot of coastal fortifications that he can work on trying to capture. And there's still this throne here, which is the Golden Throne. All right. And I think that's it for this one. I will go ahead and see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.